Hi, I'm Amy Wolf with VUCast. Corporate greed, economic inequality, political opinions being ignored, these are some of the main themes for the growing movement, Occupy Wall Street.
We are all part of this movement.
Right now, Occupy Wall Street movements are being seen in almost 100 cities around the world, with some of the largest crowds in New York. Vanderbilt political historian Gary Gerstle says history shows us movements that may seem fragmented in the beginning can become very influential. And he says don't pigeonhole this as a solely left-wing movement.
And what's interesting about Occupy Wall Street is that they have tapped into a lot of the broad discontent in American society. So other people who are not with them generationally or politically have taken notice and have said, well, what's going on there? Maybe I'm going to go down there and find out what's going on. Maybe in their voices I can hear my own voice. And so I think the Occupy Wall Street has the capacity to cross conventional political lines.
Gerstle shows comparisons between the protests of the Great Depression and today's Occupy Wall Street.
We all remember Franklin Roosevelt today. He's considered to be a great president, architect of Social Security, ultimately got us out of the Great Depression, seen as equalizing opportunity and equality in American life. What we don't really remember about him is that in his first 2 years in office, he came into office in early 1933. His first 2 years were very timid in terms of what he was willing to do. He had to save the banks. He had to strike alliances with them. He had to take care of them first. And that generated a populist uprising from below that demanded that the needs of ordinary Americans be put ahead of the needs of the banks. Sound familiar? It's not unlike what's going on today. And Roosevelt understood that he could not ignore this uprising on the left.
You can see more of my interview with Gerstle and read more of his perspective on Occupy Wall Street on vanderbilt.edu. Type in Gary Gerstle or Occupy Wall Street. Stay right here with VUCast for more Vanderbilt political experts and commentary throughout the election.
Neocortex frontal lobe.
Brainstem!
Hippocampus neural node, right hemisphere.
Lots of folks who work and study at Vanderbilt like to pride themselves on being pretty brainy. But do you really know how the brain works? A group of Vanderbilt brain gurus are hoping to pique your curiosity and get your brain buzzing through a new hands-on exhibit. Carol Bartu takes us inside.
Walk by this row of monitors with stunningly beautiful graphics of the brain, and something is triggered.
I love the little children that come up and wave, because the first one waves back at you.
I like it when you go by it and it changes colors. It's my favorite thing to do every morning.
Guest services employees at Vanderbilt Health 100 Oaks are huge fans of the new Brain Matters exhibit.
I really like the one about emotion and the amygdala causes fear. I liked it because it showed a picture of a spider, and I'm really afraid of spiders.
The dozen or so interactive monitors is an investment in the love of the brain. A love Vanderbilt brain experts say they very much want to share.
To me, I know a lot of this stuff, but to be able to put it together in this type of an interactive way was tremendously fun and tremendously exciting. You're dealing with movement, you're dealing with sensation, you're dealing with thought, you're dealing with action. So it's a really neat question because if we were to put somebody in an imaging, in a brain scanner during their fly-through of these exhibits, I bet we'd see the whole brain light up.
The use of high-level touch technology to turn heads is something Bob Wagoner says he knows a little something about.
I'm a retired school superintendent. This one's actually about brain chemistry. 3 major categories: molecules, medications, drugs of abuse.
The hope is while people wait for medical appointments, they can explore the brain no matter what their age.
It just provides a real educational opportunity in a way that's perceived by most people as not being, quote, education.
Someone explained to me we're a teaching university. We're an educational university. This could be any kind of a medical center, but it's Vanderbilt. And it's teaching, and they come here and get care, but they're also learning something.
For VUCast, I'm Carol Bartu.
Learn more about some of the fascinating brain research happening at the Vanderbilt Brain Institute. Just go to braininstitute.vanderbilt.edu. Talk about rocking the flu shot. At this month's Flulapalooza event, Vanderbilt more than doubled the current world record for the total number of vaccinations given in an 8-hour period. They gave more than 14,000 flu shots.
The most we've ever given on one day is about 2,000. So we realized that in order to really vaccinate people quickly in an emergency, we need to assess what kind of scale we need. So instead of having 4 nurses giving shots, we're having 44 nurses giving shots.
We're feeling healthier already. If you miss Flulapalooza, don't forget to get your flu shot. All right, Commodores fans, make room for basketball and Memorial Madness. The men's and women's basketball teams came out to show their amazing skills and get fans excited for the season. See more basketball action and buy your tickets on VUCommodores.com. Think the Commodore could make some of those shots? For VUCast, I'm Amy Wolf.